out there. I know some of y'all doing the survival thing and whatnot, and you know, all that kind of good stuff. Well, I figured I'd just show a little doodad, you know, for some cooking. And it works all right, it works pretty good. But let's show you kind of what I got going on here. So we got 2 cans. I see these was both originally ravioli cans, one of them with a little pop top. And as you can see, around the bottom here, I took that doodad there and poked me some holes, some vent holes around the bottom of this can. Took me a screwdriver and a punch and perforated the heck out of the bottom right there. And originally I just had them screwdriver holes in there, just popped them in there just to see, and worked a lot better after I went on ahead and ventilated the heck out of it like I did. And I took that little doodad right there again and made some smaller ones right there around the top edge of that can, as you can see. And this was another can. It was a real big can, the family size raviolis. I suppose you could use any can that's big enough. You know, some of them big bean cans and whatnot. And I took that doodad right there and made some real big nice vent holes all the way around the bottom. They're pretty well equally spaced. And then the top of it, what I did was I took the smaller can, set it on the top of it right there, and drew me a line all the way around the can so I knew what I was looking at. And then I actually come inside about that far, drew another line, and I cut that hole and popped it out. Of course, I dumped the contents out, and then I cut fingers, as you can see right there. It kind of acts somewhat as a compression fitting, you know, to help keep that can in there. And just folded them down, kind of help keep it together. So that's basically it. This doodad here, screwdriver, punch, some scissors or what have you. After you get this dude all together, put it in there like so. Now, the purpose of doing it like this is, while you got your stuff in there burning, of course your heat's rising up, and some of some fresher air is going to come in through these jets right there that we made at the top of that can, and it's going to help reburn some of those gases that are off gassing. And you'll notice when I get this thing going, there's not going to be a lot of smoke and whatnot, because it's going to be reburning a lot of it. So I'm going to pause it right here. As you can see, I got me some sticks and twigs and whatnot that I'm going to throw in there that you'd find on the trail. So let's pause it and I'll get it fired up and show you what it does. Alright, here we go. I went on ahead and got it fired up real good for you. You can see it burning down off in there. Well, you can see we got some coals, nice coals down in there going. Down here at the bottom. But the real intriguing thing about this right here is, you see those little jets we cut? You see how we, looks like the flames shooting out of those? That's some of that fresh air coming in and mixing with the off-gassing of the wood. Your volatile organic compounds from the gasification that's going on in there, and providing a nice good secondary burn. You get a lot more burn for the same amount of fuel by getting that good secondary burn going there. And you can see that dude is going pretty good. Now, of course, in order to cook with this, we'd need to make another little stand to put on top of there, like an off stand, so you could set your pot, you know, to do your water or skillet or whatever the meal is going to be. So you can see just by the vacuum that's kind of somewhat forming from all the heat rising, you know, not only is air coming up through the bottom of that can, the interior can, there's, you know, the airflow is coming in through these bottom holes down here and coming up between those two cans and jetting in right here at those top holes that we cut. Of course, you keep adding a little bit of fuel in there to keep this thing going. And I don't know if you guys can see, you can see all the little smoke coming off of that dude right there, and that fresh piece I threw in there. And all that off-gassing is being burned. There's not any smoke coming out above those flames. So, now with it just being this little can, and of course I'm just feeding it just some little hardwood twigs. You know, you can feed it bark or what have you. You know, pretty much anything that'll burn, I reckon.